Hello everybody, this is Byrnage, and this is going to be a quick guide to how enchanting works in this game. Enchanting is a huge source of how to get your DPS pretty high pretty quickly. As you can see, my damage is pretty good. So how enchanting works is, let me find something that's not enchanted, my belt. For legendaries, you'll get to pick from what all the stats on them, but the secondary stats, you can only get secondary abilities. If you click the question mark on the right, it'll show you all the different stats that it can enchant into. And of course with secondary abilities like 33% extra gold from monsters, you can only get like the secondary stats. So you really have to reforge like a main stat if you want something that's actually good, like the 12% life. Of course the belt's kind of a bad example because there aren't really any better stats to get than what I've already got on my belt, so I can't really enchant it for anything good. I just wanted to use that as a legendary example to see what kind of, so you can see what kind of mats it takes. It takes, and I'll click something and show you like how much roughly it costs to reforge. Costs for like a legendary, it's different every legendary, but this is roughly the mat cost. It costs a Forgotten Soul, which you get from breaking down legendaries, and then some gold. And if you already reforged something, you're only allowed to reforge or enchant the stat you chose. So I chose whatever stat it was, like, I don't know, life per second or something, and I turned it into 3 sockets. So now, if I ever want to enchant this again, I can only get rid of the 3 sockets. You can only do the one stat that you've changed. The one stat you've decided to take away, you can't like get rid of all the stats. And you'll notice there's like a little blue circle, like what's above the sword over here, and that shows you what stat you have enchanted, and that's the one you're allowed to change. Except for the ones with the sockets, you can't tell, because I enchanted those for sockets, and I enchanted those for sockets. For reforging yellows, it only costs like some yellow mats, some blue mats, and some gold. Yet again, I've already enchanted those, so I can only reforge that one stat. I don't have any yellows that aren't reforged yet, so I can't really, but you get the idea, I'm sure. As for legendary rings and necklaces, you'll need to use a flawless imperial whatever, depending on what it is. This is an emerald. For some rings I enchanted, required a flawless imperial topaz, so that can be kind of expensive to make one of those gems. That'll cost you 3 of the regular gems, I think. Hold on. Let's not lie to you guys. Let's just go check. Okay, so the flawless imperial. Okay, so if you have like an imperial diamond, yeah, you need to make 3 imperial diamonds, which is 200k a piece. So that's 600k just to get 1 imperial diamond. And then you'll need 3 of those to make 1 flawless at 300k. Yeah, so it's kind of expensive. It'll cost you probably $1 million or 2 just to get one of those gems, just so you can try to reforge some of this stuff. Give you an idea, that's all the different abilities that that item could possibly enchant into. Sometimes there's a ton of them, and the chances of getting something you want, it can be quite rare. Like for offhands especially, there's a huge list of possibilities. Sometimes getting what you want can be impossible. You usually don't even want to try with something like an offhand, but you can check with the question mark to see what all you could reforge something into. Sometimes it's not so bad, and the yellows for sure are not bad. Do not be afraid to enchant a yellow. That can get you pretty good DPS pretty easily for not too much money. The only things you got to worry about are the legendaries, of course, because that costs a Forgotten Soul, and you have to break down legendaries to get those Forgotten Souls, and they have to be new legendaries. Old ones will just break down into a fiery brimstone. Or you can do rifts. Every time you kill a rift boss, well, not every time, I don't think, but it seems almost every time you'll get a forgotten soul. So that's the gist of enchanting and how it works. Thanks for watching. I hope this guide helps you a little bit, and I'll see you next time for my next guide.